Xbox's online DRM has a lot of people in the gaming community questioning whether what's next for the future of gaming. And if you guys didn't know, or if you guys wasn't aware, I wasn't aware because I wasn't playing my Xbox this past weekend. But some people was left unable to play games for almost 3-4 days in a row. Okay, and this is about Xbox's online DRM policy. Now, giving some background, when the Xbox One was first announced, the Xbox One was supposed to be an online only system. A lot of people backlashed it. They didn't want that. Xbox reverted, and it was too late. The damage was already done. Now we have moved forward, okay, and the online DRM slowly started sliding in because different companies is starting to adapt to it. All right, basically, video game companies, they don't want the consumer to have ownership of these games, and they don't want them to have ownership of these titles. Okay, and what happens when you don't have ownership of these titles and video games? You can't play it offline. You have to check in online before you could play the game offline. So in a way, you will have to connect your Xbox to the internet, like on the day one, like let's just say November 9th comes, new Xbox comes out, you connect it to the internet for, updates and stuff, and then after that, you can play a game offline. Now, certain games require you to check in. Now, mainly online games, you need to be online, obviously. But the problem that happened recently was some people wasn't able to play their games offline. Even though that the Xbox Live servers or the outage happened, you should still be able to play games offline. If I have my Forza game, a physical disc, or my Halo, a physical disc, I should be able to play the game offline. I shouldn't be able to play multiplayer games. I should be able to play single player, campaign, any other offline activities that I would normally do. But the prompt I was coming up was saying, for this game, you need to be online. And a lot of people tried different remedies, such as going in and physically turning the system offline and making the system the home console. It worked for some, it didn't work for some. And I'm here to say that this DRM crap, it needs to stop. It needs to end, all right? Because what's going to happen in the future, and if the consumers don't really speak up, it's not going to happen. All right? If there is if you buy the game physical, you pay $60 for it, it shouldn't be a coffee stand. It shouldn't be like a coaster. You know what I'm saying? You own it. If you buy a Game Boy game and you put it into your Game Boy, you could play the game offline, so to say. If you have an Xbox 360 and you pop in a 360 game offline, it will work like it should. Now, we're questioning whether the future of our current gen consoles, like the Series X and the PS5, is going to have that situation. Are we, in 10, 15, 20 years, am I going to be able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on my Series X with no problems? Or am I going to be able to play Halo, 5 or Halo Infinite on my Series X without any issues? That's what everyone's trying to figure out. And this DRM policy is locked. It's locked behind the publishers because they don't want people, so to say, pirating games, and they don't want them having access to these games. They want you to check in. They want to be able to push microtransactions forward to you. They want you to they want to have control over your video games after you paid $65 for it. Yes, you're not the copyright owner, but you forked over $60 to play a physical version of the game. Now, the digital versions cost the same price, but the digital versions is skeptical because, for the simple fact, if Square Enix or Activision or even Microsoft wants to remove Forza Horizon 3 or Forza Horizon 5 10 years later, they have the ability to do that because they own that game. And yes, if you still have it downloaded to your console, you could still re-download it and play it if you brought it and it's on your account. But Nintendo got caught with their pants down not letting people play games that they purchased before. A couple months ago, the PS Vita and I think it was also the PS3. Some people wasn't able to access their library of games that they purchased. Now, mind you, if even if they removed the game off the store, if it's on your account and you brought it, you should still be able to play it. But the problem is, with DRM, these companies have control. Even if it was an accident, even if it was an outage, that just stopped people from playing the game for a weekend. If you work Monday through Friday, you come home Friday, it's payday, you just brought Elden Ring or whatever game it is, you want to play your game for the weekend. The fact that it was offline, that you can't purchase any games, that you can't do any updates, that you can't even get online, sucks. And Xbox needs to make it right on the consumer by giving them something or putting out a statement. Because if we're going to go into this online future and we're going to give the consumers access to thousands of games for a low price of like $25, $30 a month, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? At that point, it's different. What if somebody doesn't want Game Pass? What if they just brought their games physical? Because, you know, like in Game Pass, the games rotate. Besides the Microsoft games, some games are going to go on the subscription. It's going to get removed. So if I buy San Andreas gets removed later this month from Game Pass. If I buy that digital and Rockstar comes out with a new remaster of San Andreas or like a totally remake of San Andreas from the ground up, they're going to remove it like how they did with the 360 version. Think about it, it's bonkers. So now now they have a say-so whether I could play the older version of the game. Or not even that, but sometimes the older versions might have features in it that the newer version doesn't have. So now if you don't have a physical copy of it, you can't play it. Or if it's not downloaded to your account, you can't play it. Not even that. Even if it's downloaded to your account, they could somehow, on their side, prevent you from playing it. Think about it. The Silent Hill demo, they removed it off the stores. You can't play it no more. The only people that could play that game is the people that didn't install it. Even if you downloaded it, you can't reinstall it. You get what I'm saying? People are selling the PS4s with the Silent Hill demo on it for crazy amounts of money because you can't reinstall that game. That's why I'm scared to uninstall the freaking Matrix demo. What if they just decide, you know what, we're taking this crap off the marketplace. You guys can't play this or experience Unreal Engine. Like, I'm scared. That's why I don't even want to. Like, it's not a game. It's a little test demo on what it could do. But it's like, bro, what if I can't get this demo again? Like, you know, it's not a game, but it's like, how am I going to, use this in the future? It's crazy to think that in an age where we're going and the technology is there. They could do it, but the companies are being stingy because they don't want to give consumers the rights. Once they give consumers the rights, they're not going to do it no more. The gaming companies lost money in the past because of GameStop, because of trade values and stuff like that. You only give the company the $60 on release day. You know what I'm saying? And then GameStop is like, hey, give me $30 and I'll, we'll take your game off your hand. And what happens is they do that and they can resell the game for $50. Somebody else buys it for $50. GameStop gets money because, they're not going to give you the actual value of what the game's worth. GameStop is pocketing all the money and the companies are not pocketing the money. And game publishers do not like that. They want all their money up front. That's why for digital games, you can't sell digital games. You can't trade digital games. You could gift a digital game, but once it's downloaded to an account, that account holder is the person that not even owns it, but has the right to play it. And it sucks. That's why when it comes down to refund policies, it's real sketchy. That's why some, I don't know what the terms are exactly, but I know, I think Steam, if you beat the game, or you could play the game as long as it's under 2 or 5 hours or whatever the case is, you could get a full refund. If you play the game for a full day, for like a full 24 hours, or whatever the case is, you can't get a refund. They're locking your money in. What if a game sucks so bad like Horizon, where there's so much talk and it takes hours to get into the game, or even Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you barely scratched the surface with the game 40 hours in. What if you don't like it no more? Now you're forced to keep the game because even if even if you didn't want to put 10 hours into the game and stuff, but it sucks because these companies are ripping off people and there's no way to even, try out a game anymore because they lock most of the game away. And I don't know. I mean, hopefully Xbox gets it together and makes it right for the consumer like they always do. But hopefully Sony, I don't own a PlayStation 5, but I know people that do. Hopefully Sony does the same thing, and Nintendo, because Nintendo is the worst. They took off the virtual console and now they're blocking everything behind a subscription wall and they're drip feeding games, old classic games, and it's like it sucks now. So hopefully these companies make it right in the future, because if not, the digital marketplace for gaming is in a hole right now. It's your boy Marcus Scott. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You already know what to do.